Wars don't usually erupt by accident, but they often begin when leaders believe the other side will blink first. In moments like this, restraint becomes a gamble, and strength becomes a language that can be misread. When rival powers start answering words with movement, the margin for error collapses fast. Signals meant to deter can feel indistinguishable from preparation for war. This is one of those moments where force is deployed not to fight, but to test how far the other side is willing to go before everything spirals out of control. The United States Navy has initiated a major strategic maneuver. This movement directly answers a severe warning from the Iranian leadership. Tehran has threatened a full-scale war if attacked by America. Washington responded by redirecting a carrier strike group immediately. The USS Abraham Lincoln is now moving toward the Middle East. This decision alters the security architecture of the entire region. The deployment involves thousands of sailors and advanced combat systems. It represents a significant escalation in American military readiness. This operational shift occurred specifically on January 26, 2026. The carrier strike group crossed into the Central Command area. This region covers the most volatile waters in the world. The arrival was confirmed by multiple independent tracking sources. It places immense firepower within striking range of Iranian territory. The timing of this arrival is not a coincidence. It follows days of escalating rhetoric between the two nations. The United States is signaling that it is ready for conflict. The phrase full-scale war carries a specific meaning here. Iran is threatening a conflict that spans the entire region. They are not speaking of a limited or tactical skirmish. This warning implies attacks on American bases across the Gulf. It suggests that commercial shipping lanes would become war zones. The deployment of a carrier group is the American answer. It serves as a physical counterweight to these specific threats. The vessel's sheer scale conveys an undeniable message. The USS Abraham Lincoln is a Nimitz-class nuclear carrier. It stands as one of the largest warships ever built. The vessel measures over 1,000 feet in total length. 2 nuclear reactors provide the ship with unlimited range. It can sail for 20 years without ever refueling. This allows the carrier to remain on station indefinitely. It does not depend on foreign ports for its operations. The ship functions as sovereign American territory on the high seas. It projects power without asking for permission from host nations. This floating airbase supports a crew of 5,000. The flight deck covers 4.5 acres. 4 steam catapults launch aircraft into the sky within seconds. The tempo of flight operations can be incredibly intense. The ship can launch 1 aircraft every 20 seconds. This rate of fire rivals land-based Air Force bases. The carrier sustains this pace day and night in all weather. It creates a continuous presence of air power over the horizon. The true power of the Lincoln lies in its airwing. Carrier Airwing 9 is currently embarked on the vessel. This unit comprises approximately 70 high-performance combat aircraft. The composition of this wing has evolved significantly in recent years. It now includes the most advanced stealth fighters. The F-35 Lightning II has transformed the carrier's capabilities. This single-engine jet brings 5th-generation technology to the sea. It is designed to operate deep inside hostile airspace. The F-35 is far more than just a strike fighter. Its sensors collect vast amounts of data from the battlefield. It shares this information with every other friendly unit. The jet acts as a forward observer for the fleet. It can identify targets that older radars cannot see. This data fusion allows the carrier to dominate the battle space. The F-35 makes every other ship and plane more effective. Its presence on the Lincoln complicates Iranian defensive planning. Flying alongside the stealth jets are the Super Hornets. The F-18 Super Hornet is the workhorse of the fleet. It carries a heavy payload of precision-guided munitions. These jets can strike targets hundreds of miles away. They also serve as tankers to refuel other aircraft. This extends the reach of the entire air wing. The Super Hornet ensures the carrier can sustain long campaigns. It delivers massive firepower once the F-35 clears the path. Electronic warfare is another critical component of this air wing. The EA-18 Growler is designed to jam enemy radar. It blinds air defense systems and disrupts enemy communications. This aircraft protects the strike packages from surface-to-air missiles. The Growler ensures that American jets can operate with relative safety. Its role is vital against a sophisticated adversary like Iran. Iran possesses a dense network of modern air defense systems. The Growler is the primary answer to that specific threat. Situational awareness is provided by the E-2 Hawkeye aircraft. This plane carries a massive rotating radar on its back. It functions as an airborne command and control center. The Hawkeye can see threats hundreds of miles away. It directs the fighters to intercept incoming aerial targets. This aircraft ensures the carrier is never caught by surprise. It manages the complex traffic of the air battle. The Hawkeye is the eyes and ears of the strike group. The carrier never sails into dangerous waters on its own. It is always the center of a carrier strike group. 3 guided missile destroyers are currently sailing with the Lincoln. These ships likely belong to the Arleigh Burke class. They are among the most capable surface combatants in history. Their primary mission is to protect the aircraft carrier. They form a multi-layered shield against aerial attacks. Each destroyer is equipped with the Aegis combat system. This automated system tracks hundreds of targets simultaneously. It uses powerful computers to prioritize the most dangerous threats. The system can fire missiles automatically if the threat is imminent. This reaction time is essential in modern naval warfare. Supersonic anti-ship missiles leave very little time for human decision. The Aegis system provides the speed necessary for survival. These destroyers carry vertical launch systems for their missiles. These cells hold a mix of different weapon types. Standard missiles are used to intercept enemy aircraft and missiles. They can destroy threats at very long ranges. Tomahawk cruise missiles are also stored in these launch cells. The Tomahawk allows the destroyer to strike land targets. This gives the escort ships a potent offensive capability. They can attack command centers deep inside enemy territory. The destroyers also carry advanced sonar systems for submarine hunting. The Persian Gulf is a difficult environment for sonar operations. The shallow water and noise make submarine detection very hard. Helicopters from the destroyers assist in this underwater search. They deploy sonar buoys to listen for engine noise. The group must remain constantly vigilant against the submarine threat. Iran operates a fleet of small but dangerous submarines. The destroyers ensure the carrier is safe from below. The USS Frank E. Peterson Jr. is one of the escorts. This ship is a modern variant of the Arleigh Burke class. It possesses updated radar and ballistic missile defense capabilities. Its presence adds a significant layer of protection to the group. The integration of these ships is practiced during training cycles. The carrier and its escorts fight as a single unit. They share data and coordinate their fires in real time. This integration is the core strength of the US Navy. The strategic purpose of this deployment is deterrence. Washington hopes the presence of the fleet will prevent war. The sheer amount of firepower is meant to intimidate. It signals that the cost of aggression would be unbearable. This is a classic example of gunboat diplomacy. The goal is to influence decision-making in Tehran. However, this strategy carries a very high level of risk. Iran views the carrier's arrival as a provocation. They see it as a direct threat to their sovereignty. Their military doctrine calls for aggressive responses to such threats. They have invested heavily in anti-access and area denial weapons. These weapons are designed specifically to target American aircraft carriers. Iran possesses thousands of ballistic and cruise missiles. They have practiced swarming tactics with small, fast boats. The geography of the region complicates the naval situation. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow strategic choke point. A significant portion of the world's oil passes through it. The carrier group must operate within range of Iranian shores. This proximity reduces the reaction time for defensive systems. It places the ships inside the engagement envelope of missiles. The confined waters limit the maneuverability of large vessels. This makes the tactical environment extremely tense and dangerous. Intelligence agencies are monitoring these movements with close attention. Satellites track the heat signature of the nuclear carrier. Electronic listening posts monitor fleet communications. Every course change is analyzed for its strategic meaning. The Iranians know exactly where the American ships are located. The element of surprise is not part of this deployment. The visibility of the ship is the entire point. There is a psychological dimension to this military build-up. The crew of the Abraham Lincoln is on high alert. They are preparing for combat operations around the clock. The pilots brief for missions they hope never to fly. The tension on the ship is palpable during these moments. They know they are sailing into a potential war zone. Crew readiness is a major factor. The logistics required to support this group are staggering. Supply ships must deliver food and fuel every few days. Jet fuel consumption alone is substantial during flight operations. The carrier serves 18,000 meals every single day. Maintaining this floating city requires a global supply chain. The Navy must also protect these supply ships. A strike group is only as effective as its logistics. The political context involves a delicate balance of power. Regional allies look to the carrier for reassurance and safety. States such as Saudi Arabia and the UAE monitor closely. They rely on American security guarantees for their own defense. The presence of the Lincoln confirms the American commitment. However, these nations also fear getting dragged into a war. They are caught between Washington and their neighbor, Iran. The warning from Iran referred to a regional, uncontrollable war. This suggests they would activate their network of proxy groups. These groups operate in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen. They possess drones and missiles capable of striking US forces. A conflict would likely not be limited to the sea. It would spread to American bases throughout the Middle East. The carrier air wing would be tasked with defending them. The F-35 fighters would lead the opening strikes of any war. Their stealth allows them to destroy Iranian air defense sites. This would open the door for the non-stealth aircraft. The Super Hornets would then follow to strike other targets. The Tomahawk missiles from the destroyers would hit fixed infrastructure. This coordinated attack plan is rehearsed constantly by the Navy. The capability to execute it is what provides deterrence. However, history shows that deterrence can sometimes fail. Misinterpretations of intent can lead to accidental escalation. A radar glitch or a nervous commander could trigger fire. In a tense environment, defensive actions appear to be offensive. The shooting down of a drone could start a war. The margin for error decreases as the ships get closer. Both sides are operating with their fingers on the trigger. Abraham Lincoln has a long history of deployments to the Middle East. It has launched strikes in previous conflicts in this region. The name of the ship is well known to Iran. Its return to the region is a symbolic act. It represents the continuity of American military pressure. For Iran, it represents a persistent imperial threat. These opposing narratives fuel the tension in the Gulf. The destroyers accompanying the Lincoln are not merely bodyguards. They can operate independently to enforce sanctions or conduct boardings. They can intercept ships suspected of carrying Iranian weapons. These interdiction missions are a common source of friction. They often involve close encounters with Iranian naval forces. The rules of engagement are strictly defined but difficult to apply. A simple inspection can escalate into violence in an instant. The speed of modern warfare dictates the American response. There is no time to consult the president for every shot. The local commanders have the authority to defend their ships. This delegation of authority is necessary for survival, but it also places immense responsibility on captains and admirals. Their split-second decisions can have global strategic consequences. The chain of command relies on their judgment under pressure. As the Lincoln moves into its final operational area, the entire world awaits what will happen next. Diplomatic channels are working diligently to lower tensions, but the military hardware is already in place for war. The physics of the situation are set in motion. The ships will continue to patrol these dangerous waters. They will launch their aircraft to patrol the skies. This deployment is a gamble with the highest possible stakes. It assumes that Iran will back down in the face of force. It assumes that the American shield can stop any attack. These assumptions are being tested in real time. The outcome of this standoff is far from certain. The potential for a peaceful resolution remains, but the machinery of war is humming on the horizon. The USS Abraham Lincoln carries more than just aircraft. It carries the weight of American foreign policy. It carries the lives of thousands of young sailors. It carries the potential for both peace and destruction. The coming days will determine the region's future. The ocean is vast, but the political space is narrow. The destroyers will keep their radars sweeping the sky. The pilots will keep their jets ready on the catapults. The Iranians will keep their missiles aimed at the fleet. This standoff creates a fragile and dangerous equilibrium. One wrong move could shatter the peace of the region. The world watches as this massive fleet holds its position. The question of stability hangs over the entire operation. We must ask if this show of force will work. Will it silence the drums of war or amplify them? The answer lies in the decisions made in the coming days. We have analyzed the capabilities and associated risks. This situation reminds us how quickly peace can fracture. Naval movements carry consequences that reach far beyond the horizon. The Abraham Lincoln and its escorts are now on the line. The world will watch to see if stability can be maintained. If you found this analysis useful, please consider subscribing. Stay informed, stay curious, and thank you for being here.